quick story before I get into my little performance. So I wrote my first book back in March, right? I've always written poetry since I was a little girl, basically to escape my reality, witnessing domestic violence, molestation. I'm originally from Dominican Republic. Do I have any Hispanics in the house? ¿Cómo están mi gente?
Right here.
And I'm also part Haitian. So of course, dealing with that of being the prodigy of war, love and war, you know, that also constitutes to that. So that's how my poetry began. But I never put it anywhere and I never performed until I had my second son. I went through postpartum. I damn near died having him. And that motivated me to put it into my first book, Malt. And I wrote the book and I thought that was it. Until my husband said, how you gonna sell books if you don't do spoken poetry? So needless to say, that led me here to Voices in Power. My first performance was here, and my husband was a vendor, who's an artist, by the way. And here I am on my second book that will be out December 3rd. So I just want to say thank you to Voices in Power for allowing me to finally find my voice. So the title of this piece is called I Left It Untitled, so you can figure out which stanza you outscored. I tell my story of transition with a dialect too strong to mute, immigrant. You tell me your sorrows, linking chains of judgment, racism. Later, we reach for knives sharpened with affirmative action, employment. We divide our applications with stamps, light, dark, yellow, black, brown, and white, segregation. We recite manuscripts from Willie Lynch letters because it's a lesson that never loses excitement, persecution. We tell our children we love them, but we create lies of seasonal characters, the programming. We converse just enough to keep our devil's company, politics. Constantly, we keep ourselves disconnected only to glorify our imperfections, depression invitations. We constantly demand everyone to do things our way like we know all the answers, common policy. We judge the dead, we judge the living, but glorify the dead, abortions. We pentimental hood signs with perspective projects, gentrification. We keep our women in kitchens, but question their baking measurements, glass ceilings. We raise our men like icebergs, but demand emotional connection, sexism. Constantly, we sign up for loans, advanced classes, electives, only to receive rejection letters for not enough experience, broke college graduates. Ironically, we don't demand any experience to run any of our 3 legislative branches, privileged applicants. This was the land of the free, the land of the immigrants. Yet you separate us and give us contaminated waters, unwanted residents. There was a time we believed, united we stand, divided we fall, was the mission of the American Constitution. Was it whited out when we found out it was written by our brother, the white man? Or was it a privilege written in myrrh by every black woman stolen honey? Regardless, since we're all sitting here keeping score, tallying up our own scoreboards, constantly trying to one-up each other, I'll tell you what, I'll have a seat. You let me know when we break even.